Tonight on Heat of the Drum, it's a Chicken Cordon Bleu Fatty with a Carolina Gold barbecue sauce. Stick around. Welcome back to Heat of the Drum. My name is Steve. Today we are doing a Chicken Cordon Bleu Fatty. Now, if you've never had a fatty, it's basically a bacon weave that you lay out, and then you fill it with whatever ingredients you want. There's different takes on it. I've seen pizza. I've seen Philly cheesesteak. There's breakfast fatties. There's basically all types of them. I'm doing a chicken cordon bleu. So the first thing we have to do is go ahead and get our bacon weave laid out, and let me show you how we do that. Now I have 2 packs of bacon, just in case one is not going to do the trick, which I got a feeling it's not. So it's always good to have some backup. And all I'm going to do is just lay these pieces out, and we can stretch and manipulate them a little bit if we need to. So now what we're going to do is take every other one and kind of move it forward like this. And we're going to put this piece down just like that. And we're going to make sure that we got enough right there. And we'll bring these back down. And we just started our basket weave. Now what you want to do is bring these in far back as they can go, so they're touching this piece of bacon. And we'll start our next layer. And actually, I think I'm going to put that one this way. And then we'll go ahead and put these back out. And now we'll bring these in. And then we'll go ahead and put this back out. And like I said, we can stretch as we go. We need to. Bring these back. And this is just some thin cut bacon. Let's go ahead and get these flipped back. And get these flipped forward. Go ahead and flip this back down. And there you have it. That is your basket weave. All right, we got our bacon weave ready to go. Set that off to the side. Now we got to create a little seasoning for our chicken, which is the next thing to go on here. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, here we go. We got a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, a 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/8 teaspoon mustard powder, 1/2 teaspoon parsley flake, and 1/8 teaspoon of thyme leaves. And let's go ahead and get that all mixed up. And when you're done, it'll look like that. All right, let's talk chicken. Now, what I did was I got about 4 or 5 chicken breasts, and I trimmed any fat off that I didn't want on these breasts. And then what I did is I put them in a plastic bag, and then I took my little meat mallet and I smashed them all out to about a 1/2 inch thickness, evenly all the way across. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and season one side, and then we're going to flip it and put it seasoned side down against the bacon. So let's go ahead and take care of that. So here is our spice mixture. And what I'm going to do is just come in with one of these chicken breasts and get some seasoning on it. Just like that. And then I'm going to come in here and we're going to place it just like that. Come in with the next one. Go ahead and season. And then come in here and place it just like that. And we can manipulate these a little bit to fit however we want to do it. And we'll come over here. That's a big guy here. And I'm just basically trying to have as much solid chicken as we can have. And what I'll do here, I got one left, and I'm just going to cut this guy in half, and we're going to piece him right there. Grab my scissors. So I'm just going to come in here and I'm just going to chop this guy right in half. Hit it with a little bit of our seasoning. And then we'll come in here. Like that. And we got just enough seasoning left for this guy. And we'll place him right there. Now let's go to the next step. All right, now the next thing we have to do is go ahead and make a cream cheese spread that we're going to put on this thing. So what we need here is 1 block of cream cheese softened. This one's a little stiff here yet, but we'll see if we can get her to work. And what we got here is Grey Poupon. So we're going to take a tablespoon of this Grey Poupon and we're going to add that in to this cream cheese. And let's get that mixed up. And once you got it mixed up, let's go ahead and start spreading her on. And we'll work on trying to get an even layer of that best we can. And we'll just even that out the best we can and move on to our next step. And what we have here are some slices of Swiss cheese. So let's go ahead and get a few of those on there. Just like that. Next up is some Deli Ham right here. Let's go ahead and get that on here. I'll go ahead and put that one there. And this is about a ½ pound of the ham. We won't use all of that. Almost, though. And we'll go back and hit it with another layer of the cheese. Just like that. And this is the tricky part, getting it rolled. But we will get her. I'm going to actually turn this around so I can flip it back the other way. And there we have it, my friends. This is going to go hang out in the fridge for 1 hour. All right, the fatty's in the fridge. Let's get this drum fired up. Here we go. And what I have here is some Royal Oak lump mixed with a little Kingsford, and the same in my chimney. And to that, I'm going to add some cherry wood. My favorite part of the day. Okay, the lid is on. We're going to work on getting this thing up to temp. Now our temp today is 250 that we're looking at, give or take, right in that range. Okay, so we got the damper set now. We're going to continue to dial this thing in, and before too long, we'll be getting that fatty on this drum smoker. See you then. All right, my friends, it is time to get this thing on there. And bring it in nice and tight. Let's go ahead and get our thermometer in here right from the get-go. And actually, I'm going to come in a little bit lower than that. Let's come in down here. There we go. All right, what I'm going to do is go ahead and set the timer for 45 minutes. At 45 minutes, we're going to go ahead and rotate. But in the meantime, did I mention we're doing a Carolina Gold sauce that we're going to put on this thing at the end? Let's go ahead and start prepping that. We're going to start out with the main guy right here. This is 1 cup of just yellow mustard. So let's go ahead and get that in there. It's just a regular yellow mustard. This is a 1/4 cup of honey. Let's go ahead and get that in there. Three tablespoons of light brown sugar. Go ahead and get that in there. Going to go with a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar. Coming in with 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire. And what I have here is 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/8 teaspoon of salt, and 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder. Let's get all that in there. Then we're going to come in with 1/2 teaspoon of hot sauce. Then we're going to come in with 1 teaspoon of tomato paste. Now let's go ahead and work on getting that all mixed up and incorporated. And once you start seeing a bunch of steam coming out of there, you just want to keep stirring. It smells really good. And we just want to reduce this down a little bit. And we'll let this go a good 10 to 15 minutes easy. It's darkened up a little. It's gotten a little thicker. Smells really good. Good mustard-based sauce. All right, my friends, this is exactly where I want this. And as this sits, it'll thicken up a little more. So we're going to go ahead and turn the heat off. And I'm just going to throw a lid on it. There it is. We hit 45 minutes. We're going to reach in here. We're going to rotate this guy. Ooh-wee. right, so that was our first look at the fatty. We went ahead and rotated it at the 45-minute mark. Just before that, we got done with our sauce. Our sauce is just over here hanging out, ready to go when we need it. Now, right now, the internal temp of that fatty is 94 degrees. So we're going to continue to monitor that. We want to get it up closer to that 165 mark. Then we can start moving on to our next step. Now, you notice I'm using ThermoPro, so if you guys are interested, ThermoPro just hooked me up with my own discount code. It's going to be Heat of the Drum 20. And I'll have a link in the description. You can click that link. It's an affiliate link. It'll help out me. I'll earn a little commission, but you won't get charged anymore. You're actually going to save 20% on a $30 purchase. So go ahead and check that out. Heat of the Drum 20. And we'll continue to monitor this, and I'll bring you guys back soon. All right, we just hit 165. Our target temp was 250 or 245. And let's get a look at this fatty. So we know it's done. Let's go ahead and get the probe out. Now the first thing we're going to do is get this restrictor plate out of here. Just like that. And it's already rotated. And one thing we're going to do is come in here. Remember that Carolina Gold sauce? Look how that has thickened up. I have stirred that. I've slowly let it thicken up. And I've stirred this about every 20 minutes the whole time. And look at that. That is nice. And here we go. This is going to add a ton of flavor. And we'll close this bottom damper. All right, we just got our first coating of Carolina Gold sauce on there. And we're starting the crisping up process. I had to close the damper down below. I took out my restrictor and the water bowl. And that's going to create a lot of heat coming up, and we're going to start crisping that thing up. It's not going to be long now, but we're going to keep basting and getting that flavor of that Carolina Gold sauce in there and crisping up the bacon at the same time. I'll bring you back in 5 minutes. All right, it's been 5 minutes. We're going to go ahead and open this up, put another coat of our Carolina Gold barbecue sauce on there, and set our timer for 5 more minutes and do it again. Here we go. And you will get some smoke. You got bacon fat rendering down, and it's going to start crisping up that bacon. Look at that thing. Now let's get some more sauce on here. Now, we didn't season the outside of this bacon, but that's where this sauce comes in. We wanted to get some good smoke flavor into that bacon and the exterior of this. And this is going to do it. Look at that. Let's get the lid back on. All right, that's looking really good. 5 more minutes. And then we're going to recoat with our sauce again. And we're going to keep doing that until it looks the way we want it to look. I'll see you in 5 minutes. All right. It's been 5 more minutes. Let's get another coating of that Carolina Gold on there. And here we go. Oh, yeah. Look at that. And that'll be our last coating on there. And I'm going to set this for 10 minutes, this timer. And we're going to get a look at it. I'll see you in 10. All right, we got about 5 minutes left on this thing. I added another 5 minutes to this thing because I wanted a little bit more done. And we are close, let me tell you. And it smells so good. Let me do just a quick little recap. All right, the first thing we did was we went ahead and made our basket weave with our bacon. After that, went ahead and make a little seasoning for our chicken. Got our chicken out, which I had previously pounded out with a meat mallet, and got about a 1/2 inch thick, even coating. So went ahead and seasoned one side of that, put it down on the bacon, smothered with our cream cheese, which we added a little Grey Poupon Dijon mustard in there. Once that was down, went ahead and added a layer of Swiss cheese, some ham, another layer of Swiss cheese, and then we rolled it up and made a big old fatty out of it. Back in the fridge it went for an hour, got the drum smoker fired up to temp, ready to go. And this thing has been average. It's actually ran a little low today. I wanted 250. It probably averaged 240, which was fine with me. That just took on a lot more flavor. And with something that much bacon on it, I really wanted it to cook slow. I didn't want it to cook fast. So we're waiting right here. We got a few more minutes. We're going to bring that thing out. And once it's out, we're going to cover it and let it rest for a good 10 minutes. But I'll see you when I take it off this drum. All right, it's time. We are taking this thing out of here. And we're going to set it on this cutting board. And it's going to rest. I'm going to put a little foil over the top, tint it just lightly. And it's going to rest for 10 minutes. Yes, sir. This is nice and tender. Let's get this thing off. Here we go. And look at this thing. It looks amazing. Another thing we're going to do is just lightly tint it for 10 minutes. As you can see, it got dark out. Total cook time about 3.5 hours. So let's go ahead and get the foil off of this. And we're going to get our Carolina Gold barbecue sauce out of the drum smoker. It's been warming up in there. Let's first take this off here and bring out our mustard sauce, which is nice and hot now. All right, I'm getting my plate out and my knife out. We're getting ready to cut into this thing. Let's do this. And here we go. We're just going to cut right into this thing. Oh, man. Woo-wee. And look at that. Let's go ahead and get a taste of this. I tell you what, it has been smelling so good for a couple hours now. And oh man, woo-wee. Oh man. Let me just grab it with my fingers. Mmm. Mmm. Wow. Wow. Mmm. Look at that. It's so tender, the chicken. Oh yeah, but don't let me forget this Carolina Gold barbecue sauce that we work so hard for. Mmm. And the thing about this mustard sauce, it's got a little zip to it. It's really good. It's not a boring sauce. It's got a little zip to it. Oh yeah. Mmm. Chicken Cordon Bleu Fatty. Try it. You can do this too. Till I see you again the next time on Heat of the Drum.